Hi everyone, I have a scrapbook process video to share with you today. I'm using the Studio Calico this is the April kit. This is called, I don't remember what the name of it is called, I'm sorry. I think it's called Spencer's. So I started off, I thought I had the video camera going, but I guess I didn't. But I started off with that background kind of a diagonal stripe piece from Glitz Design. And I found with this kit this month, I had to supplement a lot with my own stash. It just kind of felt like there wasn't a lot in the kit this month. So you can see I used some black cardstock to mat this kind of really very deep, I don't know if you call it teal or turquoise paper. And I also used, that's from that's from Maggie Holmes, I believe it is. And then I also used a whole bunch of tags, and these are from the DIY shop and Party Day. I kind of used a whole bunch of different ones from each of those. And here you can see I cut the middle out because I wanted to kind of save the middle piece for a background piece that I wanted to do for another layout. And I just added some washi tape to both sides of the layout so it looks like it's stretched across. And then here I'm just doing some doodling, and I'm doing some loops around the page just to kind of give it a doodle kind of feel. And I saw that from Lilith Eccles, and I really liked how she had implemented that part into her layout rather than just doing some straight lines or dash lines or something like that. It was just something a little different to add a little different look. And then here I'm outlining each of these pieces, and a lot of it's going to be covered, so I don't know why I went into so much detail on this border piece, because these are going to go across the background piece, and I could have theoretically cut these pieces and just use little chunks of it over top of that gray chevron, but I wanted to add a little bit more stability to the page, so I figured if I put it across the page that it would kind of act as a bracket to kind of keep the form of that paper. So that's the reasoning why I did that. And then again here I'm just outlining this arrow piece. And this arrow piece here, I like it and I don't like it all at the same time. It's really super busy, so you can only use it in small pieces, I find. So I just wanted to use a little hint of it just to add attention to the picture, because it's going to go behind the photo. And then here you can kind of see I'm added that blue chevron piece down. And there I'm putting the arrows, and I wanted the arrows pointing down instead of up, so it's just one of those things that you know, I'm sure it didn't make a huge difference, but I just wanted it pointing down. And again here I'm just kind of adding those strips, and you can see I've got some of those tags started off, and I thought about putting that loopy paper that kind of like scallop paper along the bottom edge of that kind of brown chevron looking piece, and then I changed my mind. I wanted to act as a border, so it would kind of have a difference between the arrow paper and all these tags. It would kind of give your eye somewhere else to lie on. And then here again I'm just outlining each of these tags. And again, I'm not sure which ones came from which, but they are from the DIY shop from Crepe Paper as well as Party Day. So here I'm just outlining each of these pieces, and some of them are tags and some of them are more like journal pieces, I would say. I just thought it would add a little bit of more of an interesting place for me to put my journaling. Again, just outlining each of these pieces. And then I'm going to come back in here and just kind of lay everything out and start getting a better feel for it. And you know, sometimes you think about doing something and it doesn't make any sense why you did it that way. You're going to see here, I'm going to go and attach, or I'm starting to fiddle with the placement here, but I'm going to go and stick this blue piece down, and I glue on the back side of that gray, or on the back side of that black, and I put glue where there wasn't going to be any paper. It did end up sticking, but it also stuck to my background. Like I have a little paper pad here just to kind of keep my desk a little bit neater. And you're going to see here in a second, I'm going to go to lift it up, and it's going to be all stuck down to the background there. And here I wanted to kind of add a little bit of a better reinforcement to these little tags. And I didn't have, I think it's supposed to be like a 1/2 inch punch that you use, and I didn't have one, so I actually ended up using my silhouette to cut those little holes out, and then I'm just coming in here with my hole punch and going to punch that hole out. It looked a lot better than if I just left it the way it was. Kind of defines the tag a little better. I'm not sure what I'm doing. Oh, I went to go get some twine to thread through those tags, and this is just some black baker's twine from Close to My Heart. I'm just trying to use up some of my stash. I have quite a bit of black and gray and brown, but I just wanted to and like, I mean, from different manufacturers. I'm just trying to use up this one package before I move on to another package. I have baker's twine coming out the yin yang, so I'm going to have to try and use up as much as I possibly can. And then here I'm just fiddling with the placement of these tags because I want them to look layered, and I want some of these pieces to be a little bit more defined from each other. Like, I don't want the two blue pieces together, and I definitely don't want those two yellowish pieces together. So if I kind of put them, you know, in a different spot, then it looks a little bit more balanced, I guess. So here I'm just laying everything all down. So that's going to be where my journaling is going to be put. And I'm just putting this scallop piece along the edge just so you don't see any of those rough edges of those tags. And this film strip piece that came in the Studio Calico kit, I think it's from the Hey You collection or Hey Boy collection, I'm not sure. I probably have it wrote down somewhere. Again, just kind of, oh, see here, this is where it was stuck to the background. So just going to rip that off and then start with a fresh piece. And I just wanted to kind of maybe get rid of that tape a little bit. So I just grab a scrap, kind of don't really care what the background color is, cardstock, just to put it down just so that that glue doesn't stick to anything else. And then that way it does make my layout a little bit more sturdier. It does add a little bit more layer, like a little bit more thickness to the layout, but you know, it definitely needed to be a little bit more sturdy. And I have some of these old chipboard pieces in my stock, which I don't, or in my stash, which I don't think I end up using those pieces that I had pulled originally. And the picture, the reason why I stapled it is it actually has one of those, what do you call it? It's from the crepe paper, and it's like those little pieces that you could put over top of regular pictures, and it kind of gives them an Instagram look. So I put one of those filters over top of the picture, and the picture is actually matted with the back side of that arrow paper. So it has a little bit of a pop of red, very, very thin pop of red on the back side of it. And I stapled that little film strip down, and I also stapled down the little filter over top of the picture. I didn't want to use glue, and I just thought the staples would add a little bit more kind of texture, dimension. I'm not sure what you want to call it, over top of like on the photo itself. So here I'm starting off with part of my title, and it's called Forever Sisters. I was going to put Forever Sisters, Forever Friends, but I just didn't have any other place for my title to go. So it's just Forever Sisters. And the only thing I found in this month's kit is because there was no larger alphabet, again, I had to go into my stash, and there's nothing wrong with using my stash up. It just, it would have been nice to have a bigger alpha to go with some of those smaller alphas. That's the only little blurb I guess I would have about the kit. And here I'm using some of this wood grain. I felt it really went this time. I felt this wood grain tape went better with this kit than it did with last month's kit. I had a really hard time using that wood grain washi. I just felt it didn't go too well with some of the colors that were in the kit. There was lots of grays and neutral tones in last month's kit, and this month they seem to be a little darker, a little bit warmer. So I felt they went a little better, if that makes sense. And here I'm fussing around with these kind of script alpha letters, and I don't end up using them. I had a hard time laying them down on that washi tape just to make them work, so they're actually not going to end up getting used. So I'm going to put them all back. And I actually like the stickers I chose for this one. So I'm looking at my stash, and I have these sketch ones from Studio Calico, and I love these. I haven't used these yet, so I'm kind of thrilled that I started to kind of pull some stuff out of my stash. So I'm going to spell out sisters. And just an FYI for you guys, I know Nicole Jones 911, she joined the 50 what do you call it, 50 projects page, Facebook page. So you have to do 50 projects before you buy any supplies. And I joined this group because I find I'm becoming more of a scrapbook buyer than I am a scrapbook user. And I find that I need to start using some of my stuff up. So here, getting the kits and stuff, I still am going to get the kits because I've subscribed to them. So that's the only thing that I'm going to be basically buying. It's already on a schedule, so I don't really have to think about it, and I already budgeted for it. But I want to just make sure that that's all I allocate for. So the last time I bought anything would be for, I guess I think it was April 27th. It was whenever the Studio Calico kit came out, and it'll be for the May kit. And that'll be my last purchase for extra supplies. I did get a couple extra things in it, but that'll be the last extra thing. And then I joined just shortly after that because I was kind of disgusted with myself on how much I actually had spent. So anyway, with that being said, back to the layout. You saw me kind of pull out a couple hearts, and these hearts are really old. These are actually from a Simple Stories. I think it's called Destinations or Tell Your Story. Oh, it's called Life Documented. And they actually went really well with kind of that grungy look with the papers from the Glitz design, like the background paper. So they actually went really well. So I was kind of pleased to pull those out and use those up. And then I used this sticker that has a camera on it, and that is from the Studio Calico kit, and I think it's called Hey You. So I used that sticker as well, and one of the cork camera pieces. And I also used a chipboard button up in the top right with that heart. And then here again, I fast forward through my journaling. And that little blue kind of hexagon piece is also from, I think that is from, I'm not sure. It's from a chipboard set. I think it's from My Mind's Eye is what I actually think it is from. Follow Your Heart. And that a little flower wood chipboard button, that is from October Afternoon. I think it's from Woodland Park. And here I wanted to add some of these enamel dots. But I didn't have very many of these dark red ones, so you're going to see me add little pops of these lighter pink ones. And I really like how this layout turned out. This is probably one of my more favorite ones that I did from this month. And I thought about adding these little pink sequins, but they honestly didn't really go because they were really bright pink, and the colors on the background page are actually a little bit more muted. So here I pulled out these sequins. I think these came in the Project Life kit, or they came in the Studio Calico kit for April. I'm not 100% sure, but they didn't go either, so I'm actually going to end up not using those as well. And I just go to my label pieces, and these are from the Here and There print and cut files. They're not from the Spencer kit. I didn't get the printables for this month. However, I did get them for the May kit. So here we're looking at some of the close-ups. So here's a lot of my journaling. There's that little top cluster over there, and you can see the doodling around the page. And then there's that other cluster. So the pictures are coming up next if you want to get a better look at the pictures. So thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.